Hi paint pouring people. In my most recent video, I did these little 4x4 canvases that have their own little easels. I think they came out really nice. This was abstract, this was a swipe, and this one is a little wreath, and the idea for that just popped in my head minutes before, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try it. I had not tried it before. I think it came out really nice, and I would like to encourage all of you, write down your ideas. You'll have ideas pop in your head when you're driving, taking a shower, going to sleep. Have a pad of paper with you, write down your ideas. In this case, I didn't even have time to write it down. I just tried it. So I'm excited about the little wreath. There was a lot of comments on the wreath in particular, so I decided I'm going to do a larger version today using the same technique. Today I have a 12 by 12 canvas. I'm going to create a dirty pour first. I'm going to use the same colors that I did before, which is 2 different greens. This is sort of a Christmas green. I want to use a lot of that. And then a darker green. This is a phthalo green, just for some contrast. And some gold. Gold always does fun things. Now I'm going to add some more. I have a 5-ounce cup here, and I want it to be not quite full, but more full than what I have here. So I'm going to keep going back with my other green. Touch more gold. Today I'm going to do just a touch of blue. I don't want the blue to take over because I want this obviously to be a green wreath, but this blue might look interesting. We shall find out. And then I always like to add some white. The white will sink to the bottom, but that's okay. Now, I'm going to do a flip cup. These are fun. Try and get it centered, generally speaking. Now before I pull it up, I'm going to take some of my white and go around the perimeter. This is just pouring medium and white paint. That's all I'm using. I'm going to spread it around with my little spatula. This is my little kitchen spatula. I call it a palette knife, but it's actually a kitchen tool. This is on my supply list. I use this a lot for swipes. I have an Amazon supply list in case you haven't heard. So 2 things are happening. I'm giving this paint time to drop down in the cup, and I'm spreading the white because I want this green to be able to spread easily instead of over a dry surface. All right, now I'm going to pull up the flip cup. Here we go. I'm just going to watch it for a minute. I like to let it spread on its own. It'll spread some, and then it gets to a certain point where it'll stop, and then I'll have to help it. Okay, it's spread over a period of just less than a minute. It's not going to go much further, so I'm going to help it along, and I want to get some nice ragged edges, a nice wreath shape with my drinking straw. So here we go. Okay, I have some roundness now. Got it to reach towards the edges. I wanted these corners to stay white. Now the fun part. I'm going to blow in the center and blow this paint out of the way temporarily. And while there's a void, I'm going to pour some white into it to fill up that void. So what I did was I poured enough white to bring it back to level, And what will happen is this green will start seeping back into the white, but this white won't disappear totally. The white likes to sink, as you know. The white is heavier than the other colors. But if you blow away the paint and replace it with the white, you're going to get this nice soft edge. And it's fun to see what it does over time. You have a couple of options here. I'm putting some red dots on here like little berries. Your options are you can use any color you like. I like the red against the green. Obviously it looks very Christmassy. And the other thing you can do, I'm going to do it now, and these shapes will probably continue to move so they won't stay round. But if you would prefer your red to be round, you can wait 15 minutes and the red dots will stay more round if you wait for this green paint to set up. And you don't need much. These are just little drips off of my stick. And they'll grow some. What I'm doing, I'm varying the size, varying the locations. Doesn't take much to get a red dot on here, but I really think this just tops it off just wonderfully. Now, as a final touch, this is optional, and you can do this, you don't have to do this right away. You can do this after 15 minutes or so. I wiped off my stick so it's clean. And I'm going to drag out just some little pine needle effect in a few places where it looks flat. It looks a little flat right there, so I'm going to pull that out. Like here, it's nice and lacy, so I'm going to leave that alone. But this will give you a slight pine needle look. You can even do it in the center if you want. This is a very substantial pool of white I have here. You could drag it either direction, in or out. It makes it look wreath-like, I think. So this is a lot of fun. This looks a little flat to me right here, and I want this wreath to be nice and round, so I'm going to pull out some green, shape it up. Yeah, that's much better. So you can assess your shape. I'm not one who likes things dead center, but in the case of this wreath, this needs to be in the center. Otherwise, it doesn't look like a wreath. I can see mine is starting to drift, so I'm just going to tilt it and pull it back to center. And you also want to make sure you're painting your canvas is level. That will help. Just going to pull it back to center. Again, we're not looking for something to be perfect, but the idea is to have a centered hole there for the wreath shape. And that's about it. All I have to do now is keep my eye on it to make sure this stays centered. You can see these red dots are growing. Just depends on your preference. If you like them smaller, you can wait for this to dry, or you can do it right away and then see what happens. I kind of enjoy the doing it right away because these shapes are just kind of fun to me. It's part of the pouring experience. Someone talked about hanging it on the door. I can actually imagine it hanging this way, like a diamond shape. All you need is a little nail at the top. And I might be hanging this one in this orientation. So that's a pretty cool idea, diamond shape. So there's my Christmas wreath. I'm excited about this technique. I hope it gives you some ideas. Even if you're watching this at another time of year, hey, maybe it's January and you're watching this. I hope you are still watching it all year round. This is a great idea. It's a fun technique. Flip cup, blow out the center, replace it with white. There's endless potential in this beyond the wreath. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll like, comment, subscribe. I hope you'll join my Facebook Paint Pouring People page. Post photos of what you've done. I love seeing all your paintings based on my videos. There's really some amazing work out there, and I appreciate you guys. Also, I have all my links are below. My Amazon shopping list is below. If you would shop through my list, it's very helpful. And if you would like to support me through either my Patreon page or a PayPal link, it helps keep the paint and videos flowing. So thank you guys. Merry Christmas. I expect to see all these homemade Christmas decorations. Why buy something when you can paint it yourself? Whatever you do is going to be better than anything you can buy. So again, Merry Christmas and have fun painting. We'll see you next time. Here we are a couple days later, and I decided to add something to this wreath, and I wanted to show it to you. I let the painting dry for 2 days. It might take 3 days, it might take 1 day, depending. Just be careful, make sure your painting's dry. And I added this red bow and some different colored dots. What I did was I used straight acrylic paint. I did not use the paint mixed with the pouring medium. If you're going to add details, just use straight acrylic paint. And I just wanted to show you this. I thought it looked kind of cool. I'm going to hang it this way, unless you're in Australia, and then you hang it this way. Anyway, it's a joke. So there you are. Easy way to hang it. Use a nail. If you feel better about having a sawtooth hanger or wiring it, you can do that too. But anyway, there it is. There's my wreath with a bow and some added details. So I hope you have fun with this. You can add whatever you want. Pine cones, gingerbread men, anything you could think of. Have fun, and we'll see you next time.